So my name is Narendra Babu, having 18 plus years of experience. I have worked in 12 years in .NET, post which I've been worked with RPA, where I also worked in an organization called Automation Anywhere, Cognizant, and Bestuipath. Now I'm available here to take classes for RPA UI Path. Feel free to ask questions. Don't hesitate going forward, and everyday recording will be available in your Google Drive. Okay. So let us continue the session. We will have a discussion don't think that I'm giving a training. It is a session where we need to be interactive. Okay. And try to keep practice on a daily basis. At least watch the video for 1 hour after the session. That is my sincere request. Let us start. Anyone can tell me what is RPA?
Robotic process automation.
That is fine. See, a definition of RPA. Anybody, anywhere you learned what is RPA, Balaji or Lahari or Mahesh? What is RPA? Why people are moving into RPA? Any thought process? Before that, what is process? Anyone can tell me what is process? Step-by-step activity. Step-by-step activity or action to be performed in an organization. Is known as process, right? Any action you perform as a sequence in an organization is known as process. Example, HR recruitment. Account opening in bank. Can you tell me how we are going to open an account? Basically, you go to bank, you submit all your document. Bank executive in turn give you a form to fill on it. Once you fill the form, the bank executive feed that into a CRM system, and whatever the document you submitted, those documents will be scanned and then process it. So everything will be a sequence of activity. So without submitting the document, bank cannot able to do anything. Without filling the form, bank cannot able to do anything. So there is a checkpoint which you need to complete, post which you have to go for other activity. Am I right or wrong? So that is called a process. Even for HR recruitment, a team of people or a manager or an account head will try to create a requirement. The moment he create a requirement, that requirement will be posted into the internal CRM tool. Once that has been posted, that will goes to the HR team. HR team further sourcing will be started. So without getting that information as an input, you cannot able to process. So that is called process. Anybody clear? Everybody clear? Everybody clear with process?
Yes, sir.
See, unmute yourself. If you want to talk, you can talk free will. Okay. So now, what is automation? Can you give me a simple term? What is automation? Feel free to answer. What is automation? It may be a right or it may be a wrong. Feel free to answer. What is automation?
Performing tasks without the intervention of humans.
Performing a task without human intervention. Can I say example? Washing machine. Electric cooker. oven. Is it a great example or bad example for automation? In earlier era, you need to cook on your own where you need to spend half an hour or 1 hour. Now what we are doing, we are putting our rice into the electric cooker will take care. So that is a part of automation. In our day-to-day life, most of the thing has been automated. Washing machine also be an automated, oven also be an automated. Similar fashion, any task you are performing without an human intervention, that is called automation. Now, what is RPA? I can simply say RPA stands for robotic process automation. RPA stands for robotic process automation. The definition of RPA is sequence or step-by-step activity performed without human intervention to create a software robot or bot is known as RPA. Any activity you are performing without human intervention while accessing the application, application to create a software robot or bot. In real time, people always call it as bot. They won't call it as a robot. That is why, 1 second, help it by. Huh? So step-by-step activity or sequence activity performed without human intervention while accessing an application to create a software robot is known as RPA. So where and all this RPA will be used? RPA will be used by number 1, reading data from an application. Reading data from an application. Any application you want to read. For example, I'll go to a browser where I'm putting google.com. In the google.com, I want to put RPA training in Amirpet. Basically, I want to read the list of institutes which are providing RPA training. Got my point? This data will be read with the help of RPA and put it in an Excel. Or you got my point? Everybody clear? Everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you basically go and read data from an application,
Yes, sir.
similar fashion, you can write data to an application. For example, I want to enter data. Hello? Yes? Right now, demo is going on. Will you be interested? You can join. I can share you the link. Can you WhatsApp me? Just a second. Somebody is calling me. I'm asking him to join us. Sorry, guys. So basically, write data to an application. That means you want to enter data or feed data from one application to another application. You can go for write data to an application. Third point is navigates between two different systems. Navigate between two different applications. I can use RPA. What does it mean? Let me show you. I will go for MS Paint. Assume I have one application here. I have another application here. I have one more application here. Right? So this application is Excel. I'm interacting with Excel. And this application is web-based application, some web-based application. All these applications are independent or dependent? Hello? All these applications are
independent.
These are all independent applications, right? Now, I'm asking Narendra, go and automate, go and process this application, read data from an Excel, update in web application and Windows application. That is my task. Now, human is performing means human manually open the system and do it. When I implement RPA, what will happen? RPA will integrate these three applications in a single platform. Whereas human manually open all the three applications and he has to process. Or you got my point? So RPA solution will help you, RPA bot will help you to integrate the solution. Got it? Everybody clear?
Yes, clear.
Sir, yes, sir.
So that is the reason behind people are moving into RPA. There are a lot of advantages. I have 45 slides in my PowerPoint. I will explain all the slides and purpose so that you can understand RPA in 15 sessions. Post which only I will go for UiPath. Okay. I want you to very clear with the documentation, what are all the documentation needed, everything. Based on that, you can go ahead and process it. Just a second, the person is pinged me. Got it? So now if you look into the definition of that particular statement, integrate, navigate is okay. Integrate. What is my fourth point? Integrate different applications in a single point. Will you all agree this point? Balaji and Lahari? Mahesh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hold on a second. And one more thing is, using RPA, I can save my time. That means if human can do in 20 minutes, RPA application can do in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So in that way, you can save your application because human will take time to enter data, whereas you are reading the data and you are just updating the data into a system. So that is the difference which you can see in the RPA. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Any doubt on this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So now you all understand what is RPA? Can we
Yes.
recap?
Okay, sir.
Process. What is process? Step-by-step activity to be performed in an organization is known as process. Example, HR recruitment, account opening in bank. What is automation? Performing a task without human intervention. Example, washing machine, electric cooker, oven. Now, what is RPA? RPA stands for robotic process automation. The actual definition of an RPA is sequence of activity or step-by-step activity performed without human intervention while accessing an application to create a software robot or bot is known as RPA. What are all the features we can see in RPA is reading data from an application, writing data to an application, navigating between two different applications, integrate different application in a single point. Using RPA, I can save my time. So this is called RPA. Now let me go to the PowerPoint. Let me explain one by one. Now see what is process. Sequence of meaningful activity that make up a process. That is what I told you, right? Sequence of activity or step-by-step activity to be performed as a process. It may involve with multiple systems or application. So this is the diagram to depict that. I have Excel application, I have web application, I have Windows application. I'm integrating these three applications to perform an RPA bot. Got it? Everybody clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can continue.
Okay. iPhone, if you don't mind, can you change your name so that I can understand? So next one is automation. A sequence of activity which are performed without human intervention once it has been configured. Got my point? If you are performing an automation, it should be configured. If you take washing machine, how you will configure your washing machine? Without a cloth, without a liquid of water, without a surf or Excel, you cannot able to wash the cloth, right? So that is the minimum configuration where your washing machine will be processed. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So that is the one. Any automation you perform, the automation should require a minimal configuration. Those configuration will be called it as automation, right? Now, what is robotic? It is used to use a software to mimic the action a human could perform on a PC. That also you can say. It is a software to mimic the human action that would perform on a particular machine. Example, click, navigation, typing, etc. So this is called RPA. The major definition, anybody can ask you the definition, what is RPA? Your first answer is this. This is the actual answer. A step-by-step activity performed without human intervention while accessing an application. While accessing in the sense, you can update data, you can create data, you can read data from an application, anything you can do on that application. Have you got my point? When I say access, you can read, you can write, you can perform any activity to create a software robot. Now coming back to the next slide, What is RPA basically do? It is a process automate a business across enterprise using software robot. Let's take an example of any organization. Whatever the organization you guys are working. Yeah, organization has a lot of unknown activities which are performing in manually. Am I right or wrong? Example, HR. Example, admin. In HR itself, 3 types. One is recruitment, recruiting a people where people are using manual activity. Another one is payroll process. Another one is normal operational executives. Are you got my point? So these 3 are a very big task in any organization. For that, you can go and implement RPA. Got it? Everybody clear? Malesh?
Yes, sir.
Balaji?
Yes, clear, sir. Clear.
Okay. So RPA will be used across organization, enterprise organization, using a software robot. That is the place where you can automate all your businesses. The next one is RPA refer to the use of software robot that mimic tasks which usually performed by human. Whatever human is performing, those tasks will be used. The second one is automate all manual repetitive tasks which are rule based. Got my point? Anything you are performing manual and repetitive. What is meant by repetitive? Anybody can tell me what is meant by repetitive task?
Same action performing again and again.
Who's that? Come again. What is repetitive?
Sir, same action performing again and again.
Yeah. So basically, repetitive in the sense, the same, for example, you are getting a bank account opening. In the bank account opening, are you going to process one particular account or are you going to process a number of accounts?
Only one.
No. Think as a bank perspective, not as an user perspective. I'm an ICICI bank. How many people will come to me to create an account across India? There could be 1,000, there could be 2,000, there could be 3,000 in a day. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that means the same kind of process I'm going to perform n number of times. Am I right? The
Yes.
same type of process I'm going to perform n number of times. Will you agree with my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means it is a repetitive in action. It is a repetitive task or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So RPA will use repetitive in action. See, that is the sentence you can see here. Automate all manual activity, repetitive tasks which are rule based. You cannot able to perform an unruled applications. Any data you see, basically you are going to play with data. Play with data. If the data is not rule based, you cannot able to perform. For example, let's take the scenario of example this. I'm reading a data from an Excel. Once I read the data from an Excel, I'm saying that based on the indicator, there is an indicator will provide that. If the indicator says that web, I'm going to update that into web application. If indicator says that it is a Windows, I'm going to update in Windows application. So it is a rule-based automation or unrule-based automation? Is it a rule-based automation or unruled automation?
Rule-based automations.
How I make that rule? Based on the data which I am receiving in an Excel. Am I right?
Yes.
I'm going to read the data based on Excel. If the Excel data doesn't have properly I'm not able to update that in a web application or Windows application. Clear? So when I can go and update, when my data is rule-based. So now I'm going to say my statement, play with the data which are rule-based. Which are rule-based. Correct my statement? Am I correct with my statement?
Yes.
So RPA will perform a data or with an application only which are rule-based. If it is unrule-based, I cannot able to perform. Got my point? Now go to the next stuff. Execute task across multiple applications that do not talk to each other. I had already given an example. Did I given an example or not? The statement what you are saying, execute tasks across multiple applications that do not talk to each other. This is the example. I can execute tasks. Excel is an independent application. Web is an independent application. Windows is an independent application. I want to integrate or connect these applications with the help of RPA bot. So that is what that statement is. Execute task across application, multiple application that do not talk to each other. The common example of RPA is data extraction. What is data extraction? Mahesh, Balaji, Malesh, Lahari. What is data extraction? Say it is not a one-way communication I'm expecting. I'm expecting two-way communication so that you can understand. What is data extraction? Feel free to answer. If it is wrong also, I'm okay with it.
We are browsing a data from a website, or else you are getting an data from any organization or from any other source.
Yes, you are right. The source of data which you are extracting in any application will be called it as data extraction. What is data processing? The moment you extract the data, you are going to do some rule-based operation. That is called data processing. The third one is data entry. Data entry in the sense where data I'm going to feed into an application. Like that, so many examples are covered in RPA. Let me give you one real-time example. Okay, keep it with you. Don't share this one outside. In one of my organization, earlier organization, you know codes. Anybody know in US there is every district we have a code, district codes. How in India you have every district or every center you will have a court, right? Once the court has been there, the cases will be filed upon a particular organization or particular individual. The judgment or hearing will be updated into the government website, court website, based on the court ID. Got my point? So what RPA bot need to do is every day there is an RSS feed will come. In that feed, you need to read the data. You need to go and extract who is the advocate, who is the person raised a complaint, who is the person who performed the activity. 1 second. Nana. Hello. నేను కాల్లో ఉన్న తర్వాత మాట్లాడతా. So basically, whatever the data you are entering, the data should, so these code data will be readed and updated into the system across the organization. Or you got my point? Is it a real-time use case or not?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, it's a real-time use case.
Okay. So similar fashion, you see there is a EPFO systems. In EPFO systems, there is a third-party data collection will happen on an individual organization what is the amount of EPF which they are collecting. Or you got my point? So those information will be read with the help of our RPA, where we need to go and extract as an API, and those API will provide you the data. That data you are going to extract and process. So this is the place where RPA has been implemented. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So there are in my career, I automated almost 30 to 35 process. So most of the cases are real-time data. Not only this is a public-facing websites, there is an internal websites also people are started automating. And you know, Balaji, I think you would have aware of it. Arizona Public Services.
Yes, sir.
In Arizona state, there is a company called Arizona Public Services. They are basically a electrical billing company, right? They
Okay.
provide electric to the households, and they will collect data. Their billing cycle will be automated with the help of automation anyway. Now they are moved into UiPath. When I was in Cognizant, I had set up their process, RPA setup. So this is how RPA works. Anybody have any questions? Now I am stopping my recording because I can continue the remaining topic from tomorrow. Okay. So can I stop my recording with your permission?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.